Here we have a new 2023 Chevrolet Tahoe High Country. This one comes in black on jet black perforated leather interior. And our powertrain consists of a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Coming around to the front here, we get LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. Really love the High Country grille here, how we get that kind of bronze finish. Then we have the mirror finish there. Don't see any visible plastic. And just a really good looking front end there. Coming around to the side here, we get these standard 22-inch aluminum wheels. Power running boards on this one. Passive keyless entry on all four doors. Power door lock controls are here. Memory seat functions here. We do get one touch up and down automatic windows for the front, and then just one touch down for the back. And then we have our power folding mirrors here with blind spot monitors. And we can lock the rear windows, and then we have the standard power mirror controls there. Little storage here, big storage here, cup holder, standard Bose sound system. Lots going on over here. We have a 360 camera, parking sensors, auto stop, lane departure, automatic park assist, electronic parking brake. Just press down to engage, hit the brake, press down again to disengage. Four-wheel drive controls. This one has a full four-wheel drive system, so we have our four-wheel high and four-wheel low. Headlight controls, trailer brake controller, heads-up display. That was a lot. And then we have our power tilt and telescoping steering wheel here. And here we have our power driver seat with power lumbar support. Let's go ahead and check out this leg room. I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3". So knees are not touching the back of the seat at all, which is nice. Then we do have the optional rear seat entertainment system here, so we can activate our Hulu, YouTube when we have it hooked up to the Wi-Fi. And then we can also use our HDMI ports as well if you want to plug in your Xbox or whatever. And then you have your headphones that you can set up with Bluetooth. And then over here we have our rear AC controls. So we have automatic climate controls for the back, and we can have it set to auto where we have the wind blowing, and then we can set the auto mode for the temperature as well. And then we can also just change what mode we're in. Then we have a USB-C port on either side, two HDMI ports, and then three-prong household plug-in down there. Sorry for the lighting. It's pretty dark in here. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. And you do get plenty of space behind the third row as well. I'll test that out for you real quick. So there's the leg room back there. I'm trying to adjust this lighting, but my knees are just barely touching the back here. And just pretty good leg room all the way around though. Very impressed by that. Let's go ahead and check out the back. Fuel filler here. Of course, premium is recommended with the 6.2 liter. But coming around to the back end here, we do get LED tail lights, dual exhaust there, power lift gate, which we can activate from the front or back here. And then we have a power folding third row. That'll fold flat when the seats in the second row are up far enough, and you can fold them back up. And then we can tumble the second row if we want more space. And that'll fold flat, which is awesome because then you have all of that space up there for bigger objects. And there's a three-prong back here too. Little storage down there. Spares underneath there. And there is our power front passenger seat with power lumbar support. Lockable glove compartment here. Owner's manuals. Checking out the window sticker here. So many standard options that you get with this. So really impressed. And then I really like how this is optioned with the advanced technology package, which includes that Super Cruise, the rear seat media system, the power steps, sunroof. Sticker's right at $88,380, which honestly for all you get on here is not that bad. But let's go ahead and pop the hood. I barely feel my hands, but there's that 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8. Let's go ahead and get out of the cold, hop in this driver's seat. So always nice to have a heated leather wrap steering wheel here. The snowflake got on my camera, sorry about that. But it feels really nice, really thick padding here, I like that. Now coming over here to the Google Assistant system, we do get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio, Google News, Amazon Alexa, podcasts, etc. Then we also have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. We do get the Google Maps. Now you do have to have a subscription to use that. But with wireless CarPlay and all that, you really don't need your nav system that much. And then we have our trailer profiles here. So if you use a certain trailer, you can set up that there. And then we have our dual zone automatic climate controls, which we can either pull up on the screen here. And this is actually a really responsive system. Adjust fan speed there. Auto, we can set it where we want the airflow to go. Then we can turn it off there. We can sync the temperatures, use the rear AC controls here, cut that off if we want to. Then we can even adjust that fan speed same way. And then we have our buttons and knobs down here with 3-stage heated and cooled seat controls. And then we also have a Wi-Fi hotspot. You can control the rear media from up here too. And then you can decide whether the screens are off, on, whatever. But just a lot of options here on the screen. Then there's a home page there if you want to use that. A little storage in here. And then for the 10-speed, press P for park, pull up for reverse, press the N here for neutral, pull up here for drive, and you can put it into low gear, and then manually shift in the low gear, and it'll show you on the right side, underneath what drive mode you're in, what gear you're in. And then while I'm pointing that out, you adjust your drive modes down here, and then as you turn the knob, you have your tow haul, your off-road, your sport, and then your normal. Big wireless charging pad here, USB-C, USB-A input, 12 volt, right there. And then we have our home button, back button. These are actual knobs if you want to use those for the radio. Rear camera mirror here, you can toggle that off there, turn it back on. And then we have our universal home remote. We can power fold the third row, which is one of my favorite things to do from up here. So if you're picking something up from Lowe's and the seat's up, you can just fold it down and then fold it back up once you're done. And then we have a one-touch tilt and slide power panoramic sunroof here. So I really like that it goes all the way back. And then I like how they have the High Country stitched in the headrest there. Just everything in here looks really, really nice. Which for $90,000, it better. Now we do get that adaptive cruise, and we can toggle our super cruise on here. And then we can adjust the gap adjust for that and the forward collision alert there. Voice recognition controls here, mute, and then we can use this scroll bar and these arrows to go through the gauge cluster, with it being that all new digital one that came in 22, I believe. And then up here, which is kind of dim, but we do get that heads-up display right there, and then we can change our information. So I always like having the heads-up display. And there's our push button start. And here we have our key fob with remote start. And I almost forgot the center console. We do get the cup holders back here, and then we have a little storage right there, and then plenty of space right there.